What up, world? It's your boy Shelvin.
And Lady Rise.
Say, we in the building again, man. Y'all know how we do every Monday about this time, man. We about to get into it, man. We about to pull y'all through it, man. Y'all just ride with us, walk with us. We finna take y'all on a little journey. You know what I'm saying? So I know that y'all were expecting us to have another entrepreneurship series show and all that, man. And, I mean, I'm gonna just be honest, man. I don't think that y'all really ready for that kind of stuff, man. I don't think y'all really, I ain't see too many people gravitating toward that, man. And so, look, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna wait until we get a little more of a audience for that before I present that. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't think it was one of those things that people like gravitated toward when it came to business and stuff like that. We were probably talking over a lot of people's heads. But just to keep it real and basic, you know what I'm saying? We here at the podcast. I'm letting a little Highland Hills come out of me a little bit, man, because this topic that we're about to talk about already got me fired up. I ain't even lying, because Calvin sitting up here play. He over there laughing, but I'm telling you, man, this is just too hilarious to me. And I mean, these are all personal perspectives. There ain't nothing set in stone. These ain't my facts, and this is my facts for my life. This is my perception, and your perception is your reality. I believe that everybody's perception is their reality, and we finna go in, man. I'm gonna do a little sharing real quick, man. Because I definitely want to get some people on here, because I really need to see people's, perspectives on this topic, because it's finna get interesting. I'm really sure that this is finna be off the chain. I ain't gonna even say the rest, but it's finna be off the chain. But say, man, it's finna go down. I really want y'all to tap in, man. Please like, follow, and share, man. It's about to go down. Like I say, we just want to be a positive platform for the community and be a voice to the voiceless, man. We've talked about many different topics on here. And, I mean, they've been good. It's been good, man. It's Monday. So the football weekend was off the chain, man. Man, I really enjoyed watching my boy Mahomes do his thing last night, man. It was an exciting game. I couldn't believe it was going like it was going, but that move was off the chain. What that move? You watched the game?
I did not watch the game.
Man, that move was off the chain last night, man. That move had me fired up. I think I turned to a Kansas City Chiefs fan, man. I think they my number 2 next to my Cowboys. I don't want no problems with y'all Cowboy haters.
Right.
They my boys, man. Hands down, whatever. I'm riding with them. But Kansas City Chiefs, man, they did their thing last night. If y'all didn't watch the game, man, y'all really should have tapped in, man. That move was off the chain. But yeah, man, so we've been talking about business and entrepreneurship. Coming into the year, I wanted to talk about money, man, because I don't want to, ignore the fact that we all need money. And, I wanted to kind of, encourage people to go and start businesses and all that. Definitely want to, get people on the bandwagon on that part of it. But, man, look, so we gonna triangulate from the business aspect of it, man. And we gonna go into some stuff that's a little bit more sensitive to the environment, man. I think people are kind of more relate to certain topics, and this is one of the topics I think people are definitely relate to because we all have them, and we all tend to try to maneuver through them the best we can, but I don't know. It kind of get a little hectic when it comes to this kind of topic, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it get a little hot, get a little heated. But that's okay.
Man, Lady Rise and shared a whole bunch. I got to share some more. Let me share some more, man, because
I'm just tagging people. I'm gonna need them to log on.
Man, let me share some more.
I'm gonna need my peeps to show up.
What is this deal here? Y'all come on in, man. We finna get into it.
Yeah. Like and share. Like and share. Please, people.
Man.
You just never know. This might be the topic that somebody else needs to hear. They might have something they need to say, and nobody else has been listening, and that's what we're here for.
Man, we finna go in, man, because I'm just tagging some people on here, man. Tagging some people on here. I want people to tap in real quick. Let me tag. I'm just tagging. Let me tag along. Man, that boy pulling out chips, man. Say, but yeah, man. So the games was good this weekend. I enjoyed myself. I hope y'all enjoyed yourself this weekend, man. I sure missed y'all over the week, man. So I'm just excited about this topic tonight because I really want y'all to come in. I'm waiting for us to get a few more people in here because I want to make sure that we got some good feedback. I ain't trying to have no whole little bit of people on here, but yeah, we definitely want to talk to you individually, but we going to have a public conversation. Y'all please put your comments in the comment section, man. I want to know what y'all think because we gonna talk about it. Y'all are part of this conversation. I don't think nobody's perspective is wrong. I believe everybody has their own personal perspective based off of their own life experiences. No judgment will be passed here on the podcast. You say something, you said it, you know what I'm saying, and you meant it. We ain't gonna sit up here and step on your neck or nothing like that. We go appreciate what you're saying and we go talk about it. Maybe you'll have a different perspective about it by the time we get up off here. But one of the things that really, really irks me, is, when we put so much into stuff and it seems like we don't get nothing back from it. You know what I'm saying? Especially relationships. It seems like we put a lot of work into it, man, and it seems like it's a one-sided deal, like they don't even understand, and all that stuff. But this is why I believe we're going to be talking about this topic tonight. You know what I'm saying? I think we're going to be talking about this topic, and it might hit home. It might make you think about, where you at in your situation, where you at in your relationship, where you at with your friends, where you at with your people, where you at with your family, where you at with everybody. We want to kind of, gauge that. You know what I'm saying? I just want to ignite you and excite you, stimulate your mind. Me and Lady Rise here, we go talk about it. You know what I'm saying? And I pray that what we talk about, y'all, come with it. You know what I'm saying? I want to know y'all perspective on it. So without further ado, this is what we're going to be talking about. We got a good 7 people on here. Hopefully y'all like and share, man. This is what we're going to be talking about because I really want to talk about it. I'm really curious about what y'all think about this. So the topic for tonight is going to be expectations. Expectations. So expectations, man, this is one of those words that have really began to make me question a lot of things and a lot of people, you know what I'm saying? Because, you just expect stuff so differently, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know about y'all, but my expectations for others, have kind of been, kind of messed up, you know what I'm saying? Since I've grown in life and been through certain situations with people, my expectations then, kind of, they kind of messed up. I got trust issues, like Drake say, I got bad trust issues. But, I realized what it is now to come to grips with it, and I think I done come to get good terms with this word, man. I think I'm at a good place with this word now because my expectations are not as unrealistic as they were. You know what I mean? Like, when you're young, you expect certain things, right?
Yeah, but your expectations probably change because of past behaviors of other people.
Definitely. I think everybody's expectations have changed because of past situations with other people. I don't think, your expectations are the same when you right now as when you was 12, 17, 20, however you are, however old you are right now. I don't think your expectations are the same as what they were. You know what I mean?
Hope not. That means you haven't grown at all.
Man,
if they stay the same.
That's a word right there. That's a word.
There's no growth.
Shoots. Expectation and growth, that's a hard booger. Expectations and growth, because is it growth?
Yeah, because here's the thing. Based upon your track record with me, so to speak, then that's going to determine what I expect from you.
Right.
So it's on me if I haven't grown, if your pattern has been inconsistent. So if you've been inconsistent, if you've been saying, well, you know what, I'm going to work out. Okay, we're gonna use that as an example because I know that's your baby. That's your baby right there. So, so if I tell you, if I'm constantly telling you, well, Shelvin, I'm coming. I'm coming to. The, I'm just on your street.
I have definitely grown from that one.
So if I'm constantly telling you that this is what I'm going to do, okay, so. But then I always have an excuse. Okay, I didn't come.
Right.
You know, I didn't show up.
Right.
You know, my mama died. The dog.
Right.
The cat got ran over.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? Or I'm coming.
Hey, believe it or not, I done heard all them excuses you just said.
I already know. So then you're not growing if you're gonna keep expecting me to come because I've proven to you, so to speak, by my track record of not showing up.
So my expectations of you have changed.
Correct.
Now,
so they changed. So now they're.
Would you say expectation and trust kind of line up with each other?
Oh, I think they do. They go together.
'Cause I believe it was DMX that said, "Man, I ain't got that kind of energy to just be trusting people like just trusting people. I'm gonna trust you to be who you are."
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? If you a thief, I ain't gonna leave my money around you. Because you gonna steal it.
But that's growth because hey, I gotta trust you to be who you are.
Man, that stuff hurt though.
And we didn't say it wasn't hurtful.
Man, growth hurts. Growth
Absolutely.
painful. So let me tell y'all the definition of expectations according to the Oxford Dictionary. According to the Oxford, she said, well, at least they should. They grow as you grow. At least they should. They should grow as you grow, Nikki. And I'm pretty sure as long as you grow, if you're first of all, you got to have some personal expectations. You know what I'm saying? In order for your and so we gonna get into it. So the definition of expectation is this: a strong belief that something will happen or be the case in the future. This is expectations. It's a belief, that someone will or should achieve something. So this is what my definition, my personal definition of expectations is, because everybody got their personal definition of what expectations is. What's your personal definition of what expectations is? Because that dictionary sound real, it's real, let me say broad. That's a broad definition. Like it's a really general definition. I think everybody has a personal definition of what they think expectations is.
Yeah, it's what for me it's what I desire or want from you or from that other person.
Right.
Be it if that's a friendship, or if it was employment, like
yeah, 'cause you're
like
a business owner.
Okay, but prior to this, so I worked somewhere. So last year I had at some point I had a job. So, but anyway, we're gonna get into that. Yeah. That's something else.
Right.
But I expected my employer, because this was actually during COVID. So so I expected my employer to protect me, so to speak, during COVID, meaning that I expect you to have everyone to wear masks and things like that. Some protocols. So even though you had them in place, but then if you're not enforcing them,
which nobody really does.
So I expect you as my employer
to do that. Right. Well, it is 2022, and we've been battling this thing.
But again, that's what I wanted. That's what I desired.
Right.
Doesn't mean that's what you're going to necessarily get in return.
Right.
Because that's where the growth comes in of knowing that, okay, if you're not going to do what I expect you to do, then that means that I have to take some different steps. Right.
So you change your expectations of them, and that changes how you operate with them.
Well, it's kind of like they say at church: you govern yourself accordingly.
Shoot, this is gonna be crazy. So my definition of expectations to me is what I anticipate someone to do, or what I expect to happen. These are my definitions of it. I anticipate you to do something, but so please put in the comments when you show me, Nikki saying, when you show me, I am going to believe it. Right. So you got to believe people when they show you stuff. That's free game. If they show you it, and you ignore it, that's on you. You know what I'm saying? You gotta believe people when they show you stuff. To me, expectations can be both internal and external. What do I mean when I say this? So there are things that you should expect from yourself.
Oh, absolutely.
So these actually are standards within yourself. Then there are external expectations, things that you expect others to do. You know what I'm saying? So I heard what you said earlier about internal and external expectations. That's why I said it was a little different perspective of what I had. You know what I'm saying? But it was a good perspective. I ain't gonna lie. I kind of what you said earlier.
Because internal is going to be how you make me feel,
Right.
so to speak.
Right.
Then external, let's say in a relationship, will be how others perceive, how it makes it look, how
Right.
it appears.
Right.
You
Right.
know,
So which one is more important? Hold up.
You make me sick.
Stop. I want to know. What that boy? I think that was Joe who said, "I want to know."
Well,
I
first
don't know if
thing
that was
that's
him.
most important, we're going to go back to what you said, and that was the expectations of yourself.
Right.
Because I think the expectations, when we have expectations of ourselves, this is where it all falls apart.
Right.
Because we put them to the wayside.
Ooh.
We let them just go. You know what I'm saying?
Hold on, how we get to that point though?
How do we get to that point?
Right.
Of letting ourselves down?
Yeah. There's so many ways.
It's so many.
Let me
it's
count
so
the
many,
ways.
I mean, we don't have enough time on here
Right.
to chat
To
about,
talk about
how we get to that point.
Right.
But that's what happened a lot of times, in my opinion, in relationships. Let's say, for instance, you're in a bad relationship. Well, there were some signs in regards to, him letting you down, so to speak. There were signs that came along, but because as women, so often we lower our expectations to our
Women ain't
to
the
ourselves.
only ones that
I
lower
said-
their expectations, though.
I
I
ain't
get so
say-
tired of women talking about how they making compromises for the man.
Oh my
we
goodness!
finna get into the relationship
He
side.
wanted, see how he do me now?
Yeah, man, I had to cut
We
that off.
we
man.
just chatting it up, right?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Let me-
Ladies, help me out. Help me out. I'm gonna need you
Hey,
to
don't
chime
come for
in.
me over here.
Ladies,
Don't come for
I'm gonna
me
need
yet.
you to chime in. Yep, ladies.
Don't come for me. Nikki chiming in. Nikki say,
Ladies,
it is my
come for him.
faith in those in my life. My faith level is different for absolutely everyone in my life. That is what you call wisdom. That's what you call wisdom, right? Nikki say the level changes as our relationship grows. Because some have disappointed me in the past, there are no longer any expectations of those people. Now, there are still expectations, nigga. Let me say that. Let me clear that up. There are still expectations. You just expect them to be them. You get what I'm saying? So you expect them to do whatever they did. You expect them not to reach certain levels or certain standards that you set for them. The expectation is still. You will always have expectations. That's
Whether good or bad.
Whether good or bad, you will always have expectations. Your expectations of them maybe change, but I'm telling you, you still got some expectations right there. Because one thing you don't want to do is be ignorant of what they did. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Because if you say, "Well, I just don't expect nothing," shoot, you just saying that, you know what? Whatever you kind of wiping the slate clean. But no, don't do that to yourself. If somebody do something to you, you expect them to do that. That's what you expect. You know what I'm saying? So one thing that's bad that I learned, there are good things and bad things about expectations. It's good things about expectations and it's bad things about expectations. One thing that's bad that I learned about expectations is most of the time when I found myself disappointed by someone was because I projected my expectations, my personal expectations onto them. As if
Absolutely.
they lived by the standards that I lived by.
Okay, and that's the difference.
You see what I'm saying?
You're right, because you might expect somebody to do something, but if they don't have the same standards, it's just like even in any type of relationships, friendships,
Right.
going in anything. Because if
Anything.
you're not, if their standards are not your standards, like I was working on a project with somebody, and so. Anyway, and let's just say,
man.
well, we clashed because my standards were higher. Because that's just kind of like who I am.
Right.
So they wanted to like kind of, I would say, half do it, so to speak. Well, to me, presentation means a lot, you know. So
get this. Get this. That's what I was say. I'm not just talking about relationships.
Right.
I'm talking about period.
Period.
See, what I can't do and what you can't do and what we can't do is blame someone if they don't meet the objective or fulfill the mission, if they don't have my vision. If they don't have your vision, if they don't have your coot, if they don't have your drive, if they don't have your ambition, it's really, really hard to install your expectations on them. So now you're projecting something on them that's way too heavy for them to carry. Oh, okay. Okay, now we talking.
All right,
Well, pick up the mic.
Come on then,
Come on with your expectations.
Yeah, I don't think that's necessarily all true. And I'll use this example because growing up, I was at my uncle's house all the time. At my uncle's house, you knew you couldn't sag. You knew you couldn't slouch. Yes, sir, no, sir. Yes, ma'am, no, ma'am.
Right.
Regardless of how you lived your life on the street, at home, at school, regardless of who you were around, you knew there was an expectation that in his presence, this is how you behaved yourself, even if it wasn't your own standard, even if you didn't care to say yes, sir, outside his house.
Right.
You knew at his house, this is what you did, and this is how you carried yourself. So it was his expectation that stood even when I didn't agree with it, even when I didn't want to do it. I knew because he was so firm on it that regardless of how I feel about it, this is how I got to handle it.
Yeah, I get that.
So it wasn't. It may have. Some people can say, yeah, it may. You can see it as being too heavy, or I wasn't in agreement with it. But out of respect, I still did it. It was an expectation for me. It was an expectation for any kid that came to his house.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I get that in that situation, like in that scenario, you know what I'm saying? But the scenarios are different. Like you wouldn't have.
What scenario you got to support your decision?
Like if it's not your somebody that's your elder, your granny or your mother or stuff like that, where it's a standard in their household. You get what I'm saying?
Like I got a standard in my house now.
Yeah, so if I come to your house, chances are I'm gonna know what to expect when I get there.
I'm not your elder.
Well, that doesn't mean anything. That's your house,
right? So it doesn't matter if
it's
you're
a different
an elder
situation, though,
or a relative.
But can you hold those standards up in the club, in the public? I bet if whoever it was, if they wasn't at their uncle house,
it's not the house; it's their presence.
Play crazy.
Well,
when we left his house, it was still yes sir, no sir. When we left his house, it was still no sagging. It was still no slouching. It was still eye contact when having a conversation.
That's that individual. I get that in that situation. That's
you
your
asked
uncle.
The question. You said, can it hold up in the club?
But I think
if I
there's
followed
a
him
difference.
to the club, yeah.
I think there's a difference when it comes to certain people. That's what I'm saying. Like when it comes to your mother, your uncle, your granny, your grandpa, yeah, there are certain expectations you expect yourself to hold up when it comes to them.
Your perception of how people perceive you isn't always based on age, one. It's not always based on them being your relative. Two, it's based on their relationship. And it can be my peer. I got peers now that look up to me. I'm not their elder,
right?
But they do respect my expectations for them when they're in my presence. They can say, you know what, man, Calvin don't cuss. They don't cuss around me. Calvin don't smoke. They don't smoke around me. These are expectations that they follow regardless of my age.
And that's cool. That's cool. That's not what I'm talking about, though. I'm talking about in a scenario where your expectations for a person's actions aren't lining up with your vision. I'm not talking about like we grew up together and now I know you and you be tripping when I be smoking around you. That's cool, but I'm talking about that same individual that you had that know your character, right? But y'all had a dream together. Y'all had a vision together. If for some reason they not doing what you expect them to do and y'all started out like, yeah, bro, this is what we go do together. This is what we go do together, woo to woo, and they fell short. It has nothing to do with them smoking. They still smoking. I have people in my life right now that still smoke, and they still meet my expectations, even though I don't agree with the fact that they smoke. This is a difference. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh.
You're
Smoking
talking.
was just that one. That was an analogy.
I get what you're
if
saying.
they know to be in business with you, they got to carry themselves a certain way. They got to have a certain mindset if they want to succeed. Whatever your expectation is to succeed, whatever that dream is, it can be too heavy. It can be too much, but that doesn't mean they failed because of that. They didn't fail because they didn't meet the expectation.
Well, I mean, if they don't meet my expectation, I mean, shoot, I don't know what other way to put it. You know what I'm saying? You get what I'm talking about, Calvin? I mean, those are personal expectations. I get that. You have a personal expectation of how you carry yourself in certain areas of your life. I get that. And people got to respect that or can't be around you. But this is on the sense of, okay, we all have that individual that we grew up with, that we came up around. They were cool or whatever, right? Y'all got into a situation where y'all was like in a business relationship, or y'all got into a situation where y'all was in other relationships, or that little homegirl that made your girlfriend. Y'all had expectations, but they didn't reach your expectations of what you expect them to do. And a lot of times that happens because we project who we are, who our character is. Like, I'm a man of my word. If I say I'm gonna do something, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna try my best to do it. My intentions are gonna be to get it done. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But not everybody has those same expectations. Not everybody has that. And some people who don't reach my expectations as far as my character, they still reach my expectations as far as my vision. It's a difference. That's all I'm saying.
So this is my question for you. So do you stand fast on the expectation and turn it into holding them accountable, or do you change your expectation?
Well, my expectation naturally changes. It naturally changes. For one, I don't really expect them to be who I am. That's one thing I can't expect from anybody, to put their standards up to my character standards. Those are different expectations, and those expectations have always failed me, and I learned that the hard way. You just got to accept people for who they are. That's just what you got to do. You got to respect people and respect people for who they are. And your expectations of who you want them to be, you probably go always fail. Because even though your uncle had expectations of y'all not to sag when y'all came to his house, certain things that y'all didn't do in his house, when y'all left, I don't care what you're talking about. If you wasn't in his presence and you wasn't talking to him, your standards changed. You went right back to sagging. You went right back to doing whatever you were doing when he not around.
I have to say I didn't.
You did.
I started wearing suits to school.
Man, you one in a million. You one in a million, Doc. I ain't gonna sit up here outside with you. First of all, my father wasn't in my life, but so I went to school, and most of my people who expected me not to sag and all this stuff was coaches, principals, people like that. And when I was in their presence, I pulled up my pants. I acted accordingly.
But there is going to be a small number of people that are going to govern themselves accordingly, meaning that influence of that man's presence, made a difference for him.
But I don't want to confuse expectations with respect either.
But out of his respect, that changed his expectations.
Right. But
on how he was going to carry
himself. And those do correlate in a sense, but only in that sense.
Correct.
You're respecting them as an elder, so you go do those little old things. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about trying to get somebody to reach your expectations in the sense of a relationship, in the sense of a friendship, in the sense of a business goal. In the sense, I'm not talking about grandmama and them, you know what I'm saying? Don't wash your hands before you come in my kitchen kind of expectation.
Oh yeah, because on the business,
different.
Now on the business side, I'm going to go with you in regards to, just because I want you to doesn't mean that you're going to be able to see my vision.
Right.
I
get it. I get it.
I mean, because everybody's mind is on a different level when it comes to that.
So get this. I was getting mad at them for not fulfilling their part of the bargain.
But they were fulfilling it to the best of their ability.
That was my problem. My expectations of them blinded me from their true character. That's what a lot of us go wrong. I don't care what nobody say, Calvin. Go ahead, pick up.
No, yeah, you already see me picking it up.
Say,
now.
go ahead and say what you gonna say, Cal.
Me and Stephon discussed this earlier, actually.
Oh, really?
I don't, in this sense,
And let me tag Stephon.
I don't think nobody is ever truly blinded in any situation.
What do you mean?
I don't
What
think
do
that you don't miss. I think whatever you should have seen, you saw. You could have ignored it, but that doesn't make you blinded.
Wait.
There are some people gullible enough to where they missed it for real.
Say, Calvin. Like I say, it depends on the situation.
Interpretation also, again, so I feel false interpretation doesn't mean you missed it.
Okay. I'm with you, Calvin, but I'm just saying, blinded doesn't mean necessarily that you didn't know it was there. Like, it's a blind. If you blind, you can still hear a TV. You know it's there. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't necessarily figure it's null and void. Like, it's just non-existent. You're just blinded to it. You blind yourself. Basically, you ignoring it. That's basically what I'm saying. Like, you ignoring it. Your expectations for them, you have blinded yourself. Like, say, for instance, you catch you get on the phone, boom, boom, boom. You catch somebody on the phone, like y'all in a relationship or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And for some reason, they keep on acting a little funny with their phone, right? But because of your expectations of them, you ignoring that fact. So you're blinding yourself to what they're actually doing. They over there play. You really on your phone going through Facebook looking at one of those things where they say, you want to know who they texting? Download this app. You thinking about downloading that app. You over there thinking about downloading the app so you can see who they texted. But you really ignoring the fact that they might be doing something a little, under the table.
Because
you get
my
what I'm saying?
expectation for them is
It's
not cheating.
right.
Being whatever.
Because you're projecting who you are on them, so you're setting them, you're putting your same expectations for what you said for yourself onto somebody else. And I think a lot of us do that. It's nothing wrong with expecting the best out of somebody. It's only something wrong with it when you're really just ignoring the fact that something's going on.
Absolutely.
Like sometimes you got to
let me ask you
confront
this
some
question.
stuff. What's up?
Do you think in that situation, in that scenario,
Mm-hmm.
can too many expectations create paranoia?
Man, that's what I'm saying. Some good things and some bad things about expectations. Expectations can create PTSD. Straight up. Expectations can create PTSD. You will be knowing everything about, not even just in that, just in that situation, but going forward, anything that looks like that situation, you gonna be tripping.
Yep.
I guarantee it. It's because a lot of times we don't think about it like that, but a lot of times we actually project who we are on people. And that's just wrong, because now you ignoring the fact that this person is who they are. Like, they listen to the song, I'm a player about my paper, and I'm all about my dough. And you can tell how much a person singing that song, like the feeling that they have when they be singing that mud, like they be in that mud. Bruh, somewhere deep inside them, they really think they a player about their paper, and they are. You ain't never heard that song?
No.
Oh, Lord have mercy. Say, that's for the 35 and younger, man. You got to get you some of that. You got to get you some of that. So let me get in these comments real quick. So Nikki say expectations are different on every level depending on the type of relationship it is. That's what I was just saying. Nikki, thank you. Thank you so much for clarifying that. Calvin, you'll pick up the mic again? Look, this dude.
No.
Nah, man, that's real though, Nikki. That's real. Your expectations should be dependent on who the different relationships. Like, you wouldn't expect your child who's in elementary to be doing stuff that your child that's in high school to do. You wouldn't expect that.
Correct.
Like, there are different expectations on different levels, and so that's one thing. And then Cindy say, if you set your expectations too high, be prepared for disappointment. Facts.
No.
Facts. Now, I agree with it. I agree. Cindy, he don't agree with you, Cindy.
Because if it's too high for that person. Doesn't mean that you don't agree with that one?
So I agree with what Nikki said, and I translate that to allowing time to be a gauge on when your expectations change. It could be relational, and it could be based on time. Saying that, I've heard that too many times. You shouldn't have expectations, or you expect to fail, or expect to be disappointed. Mm-hmm. Then nobody's being held accountable on anything. So because I've dated whoever I've dated in my past, and I can say that, you know what, women out here using men to get free meals.
And some of them are.
But
Right.
I can't change my expectation based on that notion. I still have to expect that there is good women in this world that aren't out to use me or use men.
Well, yeah.
I can't say, you know
that's
what,
right.
now every first date is going to be a disappointment because women looking for free meals.
Right. And I get what you're saying. You cannot allow your expectations to, discourage you into actually living the life that you desire. I get that. But at the same time, you cannot let them be unrealistic either.
No, I ain't saying you got to be you don't be naive or gullible.
Like, get this. If you go to a female and she show you certain signs, like, okay, if a female let you call her certain words, right? And I ain't gonna say what the words are, but if she let you call her certain words and treat her in certain ways, and what treating her respectfully is actually foreign.
Because it happens.
It's real.
Mm-hmm.
Treating her respectfully is foreign. She started tripping because you treating her respectfully. Now she thinking that you got something else going on, that you know what I'm saying, playing, or you degrading her or belittling her because you treating her respectfully. This is evidence that this female probably haven't been, in the right relationships.
Time out. Time out. But because that's going to go to another topic we're going to have, and that's communication.
Yeah. Communication is very important. I just thought about something we were talking about I ain't even going to bring that up. That's February. We're going to talk about that kind of stuff.
Because she feels like that, okay, let's say she's from a different side of the track, so to speak, than what you're from. So therefore, this is what she's been accustomed to.
Right.
Is being spoken to like that. Or
Right.
That's what she's seen. Maybe that's how, maybe that's how her daddy talked to her mama.
That's how she move and groove.
You know what I'm saying? So you come along and, you might have the appearance, so to speak, of a thug is what she would want. But then you moving differently.
I think every woman want a little bit of thug. Though.
Oh, yeah, but that's for a different reason.
Hold on. I don't want to stop there for too long, but I really want to know what reason is this? What reason y'all want a little bit of thug? Say, tell me, Cindy, what
you want a little bit of thug?
Nikki, why y'all want a little bit of thug too?
Because he, for one, he gonna make you feel safe.
So Calvin was right when he said that every woman like a little bit of aggression.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
okay.
'cause,
Yeah. I mean,
yeah. So
just a little. Kiki say
feel
just a
safe.
little.
Yeah,
I can dig that.
He gonna make you feel safe when you're out, and then when you're at home in the bed. But anyway,
oh man, they want that baby boy, dang.
I wouldn't say
They want that baby boy.
I wouldn't say aggression is the right word because you're gonna get some backlash on aggression.
Man,
I think every female
No, I'm just playing.
likes a man who's dominant, not necessarily aggressive.
Ooh, you think I'm gonna get some backlash? Boy,
Right?
you probably just set a fire off with that word.
They know.
Hey,
they know
I
to
didn't
find
say
you.
it. That was Calvin. Y'all gonna come for somebody, come for Calvin. Don't come for me. She thinks disrespect
Anybody?
is love.
Nothing.
How this turned into free meals? I don't even know, Cindy, how it turned into free meals. But
What's the question? Let me answer.
Calvin say, "Hold up."
Cindy say,
hold
how
up.
this turned into free meals?
So, women. Okay.
Hold on.
You can't see what people are thinking. You only know what they show. You only know what they tell you.
Right.
So when the dating pool, when you are going through the motions and dating people to get to know them on the first date, like I said, I can't see what they're thinking.
Right.
They know if they're actually interested or if they just want something out of this. I just used a free meal as an example.
Right.
But they can go into it saying,
She say,
I really
careful
ain't
now.
liking him. I really ain't feeling him. I really don't want to be with him.
Walk on thin ice, Doc. Walk on thin ice.
Right. She said, careful now.
She walking on thin ice.
I ain't walking on no ice. She know where to find me. We go to the same church. She know where to find me.
Ooh, Cindy, he said you know where to find him, Cindy. Back there in the media room. Holla at your boy.
And while we here, I heard through the grapevine, she told somebody she gonna handle me anyway. I heard through the grapevine that she's supposed to be handling me anyways. So, but I can't. If women use people, I ain't just gonna say men. Women use people for free things. I want to say meals, but free things.
So women use each other too for free things.
If that's what they like.
If that's what they like, I can dig it. I can dig it. That Cindy laughing out loud. Look, I can dig that. For certain women, they are in it for just what they can get out of you.
Well, but that's like when we were
These
talking
are
about people
expectations.
just getting married, knowing that they don't love their spouse or their spouse don't love them, or vice versa. Because some people just want to be married because they want to be taken care of, so to speak. So that's using. Because, hey, I just want us to get married, or I just want to be with you because I know you can pay my bills.
Well, that also is more so the upbringing of that individual too. That's what she watched her mama do. You know what I'm saying? She watched her mama live like that.
In some instances, you're right.
And so, Kiki said Oak Cliff. Hold up, Kiki, what you doing, girl? Oh Lord, she from Oak. Oh Lord, have mercy. Say, don't do my stiff Cliff chicks like that either, man. I'm from out there, Cliff, man. Don't do my stiff Cliff chicks. Kiki, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't be going
Cliff
in.
is my hood.
You hear me? Don't be going in on my stiff Cliff chicks, man. Nikki say, now, Calvin, you know that it's family, and we rolling deep. Okay, y'all not finna jump my boy. Hold on. Y'all not finna jump my boy Calvin. We got his back. You know what I'm saying? As the Faith Church man, we got his back. So y'all not finna jump my boy. Just know, y'all, we coming too. He good too. Y'all ain't been looking on Facebook. We been in that gym. You know what I'm saying? We been in that gym. Just let y'all know. So while y'all, Cindy say, you a grown man. You know if you don't want to spend money. Stop blaming it on the woman.
Well, but if you go, I'm gonna have to defend. I'm gonna have to defend Calvin on that because 9 times out of 10, and it's unfortunate that if you go on a first date, where we going, y'all's gonna go out to eat. Why you going out to eat? Find something else to do.
Right. So
I mean, because if you're trying to get to know somebody,
we can go on a walk on the park for the first date.
Why does it have to entail somebody spending some money, so to speak? And that usually is on the woman because the man is gonna say, "Hey, what you want to do?"
We can go for a walk in the park on the first date. We ain't got to spend no money. I can buy you an ice cream. Yeah, see that stuff that don't even seem entertaining. You know what I'm saying? We have created this facade that everybody that go on the first day has got to be at a restaurant. It's got to be, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because you're trying to understand. I get that you're trying to go in public, so to speak, because you don't know the person necessarily. I get that. I do.
So the walk in the park on the first date is pretty much what do you do on the first date if it's not going to eat? And who gonna pay if not the man?
Well, what are some ideas for a different type of first date? Ladies, chime in.
Inquiring minds want to know. Calvin is correct in that regard. Yes, if you can get something free from a man, you will get it if you are that type of woman. Okay, she say one of my dates was at the car wash waiting to get my car detailed. Stop asking me to eat knowing I'm going to say yes. Okay, she said, you just hilarious. What'd you say? One of your dates was at the car wash while you were getting your car cleaned? That, I don't know if that actually
classifies as a date.
I don't know if that's actually a date, Cindy. I don't know if that.
Well, but if she's getting the detail, that could take a little time. I mean, who was paying for the detail, Cindy?
This ain't a metaphor, is it? Let me make sure it's not a metaphor. Because This might be a metaphor. The car wash.
She said we
in
talked.
the detail might be a metaphor.
No, she said we talked.
I can dig it. I can dig it. That's
Okay.
what's up.
Did y'all go on a second date, Cindy?
And where was it at? Was it at the tire shop? I'm curious. I'm just
the tire
curious
shop.
because this dude seemed like he worked with cars. Nikki said, "I have gone to sporting events. That's cool. That's cool.
cool.
Y'all didn't eat nothing.
But y'all couldn't talk either, really.
Y'all didn't eat nothing. And who bought? I'm just curious." She said, "Yes."
Cindy
Girl.
Cindy say a date is not at the movies. You can't get to know each other. That's true.
Right.
Okay, they went to Top Golf. Okay.
Oh, that's what's
Okay,
up. You're a
that's
little
cool.
different.
Yeah.
That's cool. Who paid? I'm just curious. I'm curious to see who paid because this is the reality of where we're at in this world right now. Most of the time, the man is almost obligated to pay.
Well, let me say this though. If we're going on a date, you're supposed to be pursuing me.
That depends on who's in pursuit.
Oh, well, I ain't pursuing no man.
What you say, Calvin? What you say? She said, "I got the drinks, he got the food." That's what's up. Cindy, you all right with me.
I do agree with Roz on that.
What?
Now, to be clear, I mean, so
These
I'm
are
not- I'm not
expectations.
gonna hang
These
out
are
with a
expectations.
chick-
I'm curious.
Yeah, so I'm not going to hang out with somebody that I'm not willing to, even if I don't find out you being used afterwards anyway. But in the moment,
Till it's too late, huh?
But these are risks that you're willing to take first,
Right.
I mean, there's always a risk in every decision, and you weigh the cons and the odds, and you decide whether or not they're worth the risk. Until you actually know them, then you create different expectations. But in the beginning, I mean, the man is pursuing the woman, and things are different. It took me a long time before I even allowed any woman to pay anything for a different reason. It was more of a pride thing that I don't want somebody holding something over my head saying, "I did this for you," or "I paid for X for you," because I ran into a lot of people that would do that often. So for me, it's more of a trust thing. For me to trust
Right.
that you're going to be genuine in your actions and not do things for hidden motives.
Oh, ulterior motives.
Yeah.
I get that. Everybody has what, Calvin?
Motives.
You just don't put the mic down. Don't put the mic down because you just said everybody has motives.
Everybody got a motive.
Okay,
Some type.
some type of motive. Right. So if it's not a hidden motive, then what motive could it be, Calvin? Because it's definitely not an exposed motive if y'all just dating.
So you feel like it's
always hidden motives.
everybody got hidden motives?
I believe so. Nobody wants you to know what they're expecting out of a relationship early on. They actually want to test your character, see who you are as an individual.
Oh, look at Cindy. Somebody got trust issues.
Shoot.
Hey, Cindy, don't troll me.
Cindy, you right on point with that. She said, "I think whoever asked to go on the date should pay."
Don't troll me.
Well, but that goes back to the man because why is a woman? Why are you asking him out?
Well, it's 2022.
I don't care.
Women ask women out.
Women ask women out.
Yeah. Shoot. Yes, they do all the time. So if he pays, Cindy say she go tip. She say, but I would offer to get the tip. That's what's up, Kiki. She say she would offer. I could dig that. Nikki say, yes, we were able to talk. I have purchased event tickets before. I am not opposed to it. If I don't feel like it's going anywhere, I will pay so I don't have to hear I bought you dinner. That's she talking about, I'm gonna buy you out my life. You won't ever have nothing to hold on me. I bought you dinner, ain't gonna work. I bought my own dinner. Why you just won't buy your own dinner, Nikki, and let him buy his? That way you can still avoid that little old situation right there. You know what I'm saying? But real talk, I really want to know y'all opinion on this. So do people date according to, like, are your expectations in regards to your mother or your father?
I think maybe originally, because sometimes, it might start off that way, and it depends on the relationship. Like what happened when you grew up. Did you grow up in the house, with your parents? Did you grow up, what I'm saying, at your granny house? So what happens is when we get to a certain age, so to speak, or in life, and then we might say, oh, well, dang, that's not how that go.
Well,
or that's not how that should go.
See, so
then we have to make adjustments in regards to our expectations and how things really should be.
Thank you, Todrick Johnson, man. That's what's up, man. I dig that. I dig what you're saying.
Because what if you grew up, let's say for instance, you grew up.
Not my daddy. He was a player.
But that's what I'm saying. So what if you grew up and your daddy was, like she said, what if you grew up and your daddy was a player? So then you grew up, taking that from a man, and then at some point in your life, you was like, hey, this ain't really how this supposed to go.
But does that really change your expectations in a man because you've seen it in your father? Do you not expect the person to be like that? Or do you in some way expect it?
In some way you expect it because that's what you've seen.
Right.
So that's what you're accustomed to,
right.
so to speak. So at some point normally as we grow, our expectations change. So
right.
Our expectations change. So now, look here, Jack.
Jack.
This ain't what we doing, player.
Hey.
So you gonna play over there.
Kyra got up over here. She say, I'm not worried about losing money on a date. If I'm interested and I ask you on a date, I paid. If by the end of that date I learn that the person isn't really my type or vice versa, I don't regret the money I spent. Good, because you just paid for the experience. You didn't lose no money. You just bought you an experience. That's an experience that you will not have again. It's like getting on one of those rides.
Some people do it again.
Well, some people, have high expectations, and they won't let that expectation go. It's called a false expectation. I think the definition of insane is doing the same thing, expecting different results.
Absolutely.
And that's cool. We all have done the same thing, expecting different results. And I think that was more based on our desire physically and not knowing who we wanted mentally. Don't worry, I ain't gonna say that again. I might say it again.
Say it again.
I think that was based on our desire physically and not what we didn't know what we wanted mentally.
Absolutely.
And as we grew, we started learning what we wanted mentally, and that physical stuff stopped being so much of a priority, and that mental stuff started, kind of tipping the seesaw. And that's kind of growth.
Some people seesaw still ain't tipped, but come on.
Shoot, they got a seesaw in their brain. It's tipping all day. Crazy, loony, just cuckoo. You know what I'm saying? Talk about, shoot, I'm going to find me one that I want. No, you need to find you one that you need. Everybody you want ain't good. You don't even know what you want.
That's what they say. Everything that look good to you ain't good for you.
I'm trying to told you, but let me tell y'all this. Expectations have always been a thing for me. They've always been a thing for me. If you don't have any expectations, I don't believe that you have any ambition. I don't. Mm-hmm. You can't have ambition and no expectation. You got to expect to get somewhere. You got to expect, even in relationships. Like when we get in relationships, you cannot, this is where a lot of relationships I believe go wrong. This is my personal opinion. Please don't take this and write it in no dictionary or nothing. But I believe a lot of relationships go wrong because we expect them to treat us like we treat them. We expect that. Like women, y'all do a lot. But y'all expect a man to actually, do certain stuff. And vice versa. I ain't finna sit up here and pull no cards like that.
No, it's not even that.
What?
I understand what you're saying.
What is
that
it?
does go both ways.
It does.
Yeah.
I think expectations should go both ways in a relationship. I just don't think we should expect the same things. I think we should.
I have a comment on that.
What you got?
For a long time, I'll say this. For a long time, I used to, back when I used, anyways, for a while, I didn't agree with the statement that I've heard women say all the time that the man should love them more.
What?
Yeah. I've heard women say the man should love me more than I love him. And I did not agree with that at all. But I just recently saw a post that a woman made and said, naturally, a man can't love harder than a woman. Naturally, the woman is a comforter. Naturally, she is
a nurturer.
A nurturer. She's going to love harder naturally, not even you giving her a reason to. And when I read that, it made it make a little bit more sense to me because I've not talked to women in the past based on that statement because I felt it was so selfish to say that you're not going to date me unless I like you more than you like me.
Wow.
But now understanding the science behind it, I guess, that women are going to automatically do more, especially once they find out you are loyal, that you are genuine, that you are worth it. They're going to go above and beyond no matter what. So that's it. Just that comment.
I concur. I do. I concur. But I still got to tell you, women, please don't expect men to do what you do. Know who he is and whatever he's doing, expect that. He's trying to get on your level, but he's just doing different stuff. You know what I'm saying? He's not going to if you rub his feet, chances are, if he not a feet rubber, he not gonna rub your feet. He gonna do something else. Don't expect him to do the same thing that you do. Then when he don't do it, no, he don't love you like you love him.
Love languages, and here's the thing: goes back to my other one, communication. Did you communicate with him? That's what you wanted.
She said. Nah, a lot of people do not communicate. Man, I really appreciate you, Tydrick Johnson, man. That's what's up, man. I'm glad you're enjoying the topic, man. We have plenty of these, man. Y'all better get ready for February. It's going down. Hope you don't watch the Monday before Valentine's Day. The Monday before Valentine's Day might make your Valentine's Day a little uncomfortable, but come back for Valentine's Day because we going to make it right. But the Monday before, it might get a little uncomfortable. We going to say some stuff and present some stuff that might have you asking, why do we celebrate Valentine's Day? But that's a whole nother topic. Cindy say, I've read that man weren't raised wanting to get married. It's a woman's dream. Facts. No man is raised wanting to get married. Well, let me not say no man. Some men are raised wanting to get married. I know some people who are raised wanting to get married, but the majority of men are not. We raised wanting to be players, have more than one. You got your side chick, your main chick, this other chick. Those are the things that men push up, and that, hey, it's just the way it is. Kyra say, if you interested in someone, show it, but don't feel regretful because it didn't go anywhere. It happens. It's okay. People should learn to accept rejection. That's one of those things that's kind of hard. I think even when you learn to accept it, it still hurts. I don't care what you say. I think even when you learn to accept, I think it's very, very unhuman to get comfortable in rejection.
Oh, absolutely.
I don't think it's normal to get comfortable. It still hurts, but at the same time, you got to be strong enough to know that you're still worth it. You know what I'm saying? You got to still be strong. Just because they rejected you, that rejection was probably a blessing.
That's right.
Oh, my God. That rejection was probably a blessing. You probably don't know what you just missed because they rejected you. Sometimes you got to celebrate like, woo, Lord. Right now, I bet you could think of some people in your life that rejected you. And you can look down on your Facebook page and be like, man, I'm glad that they didn't. Oh, my God. I don't know what I was thinking when I was liking on that sucker. Boy, that sucker's so crazy right now. Lord have mercy. You know, that's just the actual factuals. Sometimes rejection is a blessing. Believe it. I know. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Don't sit up here and act like I'm alone. Y'all should have put some hearts across the screen on that one. Y'all know y'all done had some people come to y'all life that y'all glad that y'all desire didn't line up at the time.
Absolutely.
That's what I'm talking about.
Absolutely.
Because it's real. It's real. Cindy say, yes, people be bitter about being rejected.
That's natural. I think that's natural to a certain extent. And I think the bitterness is just...
True story. I was 8 years old, man. The first time that I just got rejected on a new level, 8 years old. I used to draw in school. You know what I'm saying? I used to draw. I was a good artist, too. You know, I drew bunnies and dogs and stuff like that. And Valentine's Day was coming. Y'all know Valentine's Day in school. I was young. Don't judge me. I was young. And it was this girl, man, and man, she was cute to me. You know, I liked her and stuff like that. So I ain't had no money. I'm young, 8 years old. So I chose to draw her a picture. Man, it took me like 2 days to draw this picture, Roz. Like 2 days. I had the picture looking good. I had put a little graphics in that mug. It looked like the bunny was hopping off the page and everything, trying to hug and everything. That mug was nice. Went and stole me a rose out the store. Had to steal it because we ain't had no money. I was broke. stole the rose, all this. I'm sweating, running from the stove and everything. Get to the house, it's Valentine's Day come. I go knock on the door, right? I'm like, man, she go like this, man. You know, she go like, man, say, I knocked on the door. I said, happy Valentine's Day. Man, say, man, that sucker say, boy, if you don't get your ugly.
That's what the girl said?
Yeah, man. She say, boy, if you don't get your ugly butt away from my door. I remember the song that was playing. It was Genuine. If you want it, let's do it. Ride it. I was like, dang, she must have somebody else up in there. We 8 years old. I was tripping. I walked away from that mug and say my rejection level was, well, I was told. I walked to the house crying. By the time I got to the house, I had wiped all my tears off. And I walked to the house. I had threw my little stuff away and everything. And my brother, he's so messy. He knew what I was doing. Nigga talking about some, oh, what happened, bro?
You supposed to have kept that, gave that to somebody else.
Nah, man, my home, bro. Say, I was so messed up, say, from then on, man. I ain't know what to think about myself, man. But rejection is real. But I learned right there. You know, it took me a minute. You know, so I was young. It took me a minute. So I was about like 9, 10 years old. It took me a couple of years to actually realize, you know, we were young. You know what I'm saying? Things happen like that before I just started, you know. Y'all don't judge me. Everybody done been rejected on some level. And it turned out that little female wasn't even all that, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Everybody had some rejection, but expectations, right? Expectation, my expectation was she would go love it.
She was going to love it, yeah.
And, you know, you just can't expect people to, you know, receive you like you want to be received. So rejection is real. But, man, that's our time, man. I really appreciate y'all joining in on here, man. Hold on, let me finish reading these messages. Nikki say, men that were raised in households with both parents are raised to marry. Their father showed that marriage was the standard. Facts. And he also showed, and I ain't gonna say every marriage is, you know, right, because some of them got that Denzel daddy. you eat my food, nigga. Yeah. Some of them got the Denzel daddy. You think I go to work every day because I like you? You know what I'm saying? Like, some of that stuff ain't right.
My
you know
goodness. Oh my goodness.
And they say you think I do this every day because I like you? No, nigga, because my responsibility. I owe you a responsibility. Sure, them some rough daddies. I ain't lying. They don't show no love. But say, man, I appreciate y'all for tuning in, man, tapping in, man. It's your boy Shelvin, man. Rod, you got something to say before we get off here?
I'm just going to leave you with this one little small thing.
Mm-hmm.
Stop expecting you from other people.
Man, now for real, stop expecting you from other people, you guys. I think you'll be in a better place if you just expect individuals. And you got to learn how to vet people out. You got to learn how to vet people out. Some people have no emotional IQ. Some people have no socialism. Some people have no, so you got to vet them out. And then, you know, put them on a level of expectation. There's a level to it. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
The expectation has levels. You know what I'm saying? And once you start doing that, I guarantee you, the better your life will be, man. It's your boy Shelvin.
Lady Rise.
Say, man, I really appreciate y'all cruising through and chatting with the crew tonight, man. Say, y'all know what we gonna do, man. Thank y'all for coming through and chatting with us, man. Next week, come back. We gonna chat it up. Peace.